Good morning. It's just after 7 a.m, Saturday the 11th of June. What I'm about to share with you, I hope that it will get far and wide. Really, what I want to do is to hear from people who maybe have suffered at the hands of the mental health system in Northern Ireland, badly obviously. Maybe a family that has struggled with a child, or maybe even sadly a family that has lost a loved one due to negligence and just due to things going horribly wrong within the mental health system here in Northern Ireland. I'm about to share with you a story. It's just after 7 a.m. on this Saturday morning. I haven't been in bed yet, obviously, and yesterday afternoon, Friday the 10th of June, a young mother of three rang the mental health team, her mental health team that she's involved with, to be told by the secretary at the other end of the phone, and I quote, "Sorry, they're not here. The individual that they were looking, clinical psychologist, they are not here. They have had a light day, so they've took the day off, the rest of the day off, and went home early." Fast forward, last evening I'm in a praise service in Coleraine, a tremendous night in the Hope to Family Centre, just a really blessed night, and I'm enjoying the singing, I'm enjoying just being there. I receive a phone call later on to get to Antrim Area Hospital. I arrive at Antrim Area Hospital. The same mother of three is sitting in a corridor surrounded by the PSNI, who has just literally been found attempting suicide with razor blades and with a large quantity of medication. She is sectioned by the PSNI and brought to Antrim Area Hospital. I am called to the hospital. I arrive. I have to stress at this stage, the PSNI, the two officers that were present, were tremendous, lovely, caring, compassionate. That has not always been the case with the PSNI. That same lady, 2 years back, was kept sitting in the back of a PSNI car, handcuffed for her own safety, waiting in the car for 6.5 hours outside A&E Antrim, while the two police officers went into the canteen and brought out goodies for their breakfast, while leaving the mental health patient handcuffed in the back, offering her no water, no food, and no use of toilet facilities. So it's not always that the PSNI are compassionate, but last night they were, two individuals. I sit from just around midnight when I got there. We're through triage. We're waiting on the mental health team to come to assess this precious lady. We sit for hours. We watch doctors going up and down the corridor. I counted at one stage 13 different doctors with their stethoscopes hanging around their neck. 13 different doctors. We sit for hours. Eventually, around 3:30 a.m, we are called. We go forward to be told to wait in another 2 seats. Eventually, the patient is brought in, and the doctor asks her to breathe in and out and tests her lungs, looks at her and says, "Yeah, you're looking great. Go back to the place you originally were." Comes out to me, sitting in the corridor, says, "Take this lady back to the place you originally were. I'm going to contact the mental health team now and see what they say." Keep in mind, this is a lady that has just attempted suicide, that has been sectioned by the PSNI and brought to hospital by the PSNI. We sit, and eventually the same doctor walks down the corridor and says, "Look, I've just been in touch with the mental health service team. They probably won't come and see you to tomorrow," which would have been Saturday. I said, "Well, what do we do? This lady has attempted suicide. She's been sectioned under the Mental Health Act and brought in by the PSNI. What do we do?" She says, "Well, I'm happy enough for her to go on home." What? "I'm happy enough for her to go on home." I said, can you repeat that, please? "I am happy enough for her to go on home." The patient then steps up and says, "Look, I want to ask you," this is the patient speaking, "are you saying that I can go home?" "Yes, I see no medical reason for to keep you here. Go on home and sure, contact your own mental health team on Monday." A lady that has attempted suicide. I say, "Are you actually being serious here?" "Yes, the doctor replied, please take this lady back home. Will there be somebody at home? I said, yes, there will be somebody at home for this lady. Yeah, get her to contact the mental health team on Monday. I leave Antrim Area Hospital astounded. I drive the lady home, where she is awaited on by her mum, who has been breaking her heart. We can't believe that she's been sent home after attempting suicide. I make my way home just this morning. I now am sitting in my back garden. When I arrive towards my home in Armoy, I'm coming through Desert Martin. A withheld number rings my phone. It's a police inspector, Sergeant such and such. Sorry, not an inspector, Sergeant. Let's be clear on this. A sergeant. Mr. Taylor? I says, that's right. Where is such and such, naming the patient's name? I says, at home. Why have you and that lady left the hospital without speaking to any member of staff, and you have left the hospital, and we now have to come and try and find where you have this lady? I couldn't believe my ears. I said, sorry? I says, you're telling me that we have left the hospital on the run and that the police have now to come and look for me and the patient? Yes. Is that not the way of it, Mr. Taylor? I says, it's absolutely not the way of it. I says, can I tell you what just happened? A doctor in Antrim Area Hospital told the patient to go home after attempting suicide and ring the mental health team on Monday. Folks, I'm just saying to you, Mr. Stephen Nolan, Stephen, you run a radio show. Sometimes there's a load of old nonsense on it. Sometimes there's good stuff. Stephen, this is the reality of life. This is where our health system has got to. This is where mental health has got to in our country. Why did we even vote? Why are politicians getting paid? Why is the health service and the mental health service in such disarray that they don't even take note that they discharged the patient, and then the same hospital rings the PSNI to say that the patient and myself have went on the run without speaking to any medical profession? Social workers, psychologists, you can try your CBT, you can try your DBT. Oh, when you're feeling suicidal, smell the coffee, smell the roses, take a walk, smell the atmosphere. What a load of cow's wallop. Listen, unless you've been there and seen an individual about to take their own life, and then to see the value of human life completely diminished in a moment by a doctor to say, go on home, contact your mental health team on Monday, I think it's a disgrace. And as a charity Hope to Families, I speak out on behalf of families in our country. So I simply want this video to get out far and wide to anyone that you know is seriously suffering at the hands of a poor mental health service now in Northern Ireland. The story I shared is factual. It is 100% truth. I have spoken to the police sergeant since I came back home and explained to her she's carrying out an investigation as to why the Antrim Area Hospital rang them to say that the patient and the carer that was sent for, being me, went missing. Disgraceful. Stephen, get this in your show. Get this out there. Expose things for what they are. Where has truth gone in our land? Where has decency and respect for human life gone in our land? Where has the value of a life? How many people have went through the system of the social services and psychiatry teams and have been found at the end of a rope or at the bottom of a river or lying in a hallway with an overdose, dead? My heart is for you families this morning that care for mental health. My heart is for you that struggle with your mental health. Mr. Nolan, politicians, I challenge you today, get in touch with Mark Taylor at the Hope to Families. Are we going to do something about this? Or is lives going to dwindle through the system? Another life lost, another life lost, another life lost, and trails of paperwork that probably don't even be filled in correctly, as I've discovered last night, and lies being told through the system. Shame on us. Shame on us as a society. Shame on us as a government. Shame on us as a people. Shame on us as Christians that have no compassion for those struggling with your mental health. contact me. Share this. I want to hear from you. Please send hope to families. Go onto my YouTube page, Mark Taylor. Send me a message on this Facebook page. I want to expose the mental health crisis in Northern Ireland for what it is and where we are as a government, as a nation, and as a country. God bless you.